Welcome to the Pop Pop
Mhm.
Podcast. I am your host, Sir Rafe Chendos. Today we have our co-host, Dollars,
What's up?
and then we also have Malifo.
Hello.
It's Malifaux.
And today we're
Malifaux.
starting off with what do we want reopened?
Let's see. What do I really want reopened right now? Oh, yeah, my conventions.
So
I. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say yeah. So when I was thinking about talking
Yep,
about
conventions
this,
is a
sorry, we're gonna be having this issue with overlays and everything. But basically, what I was gonna say was with like opening stuff back up. Part of me wants theaters because it's like the first thing that I actually expect to be opened back up because of how you can like do seatings. But
True.
but I want to go back to E3.
Me too. I want to go to E3. I've never been.
It's so good.
I hear
I've
it's
gone
good.
back. I've gone backstage like 3 years. It's pretty chill.
See,
I've always gone passes to going back.
I've never gone backstage. I've only gone as like paid person, which I've heard basically since the first 2 years that they've done like open admission that it's kind of already gone downhill. Not because of that, but just like the second that it started to go downhill, they're like, "Hey, let's let people in now," and it's like that's when you're gonna let people in when it's starting to come apart.
Yep. Business
It just
people, you
became
know they
less of
don't
an
think.
exclusive event. It was really meant for people to shake hands, get to know what's happening throughout the years, and they really didn't see like a reason to have the general public there. Like that was the whole reason for having the other gaming convention called refresh my hours.
Are you
What's the
thinking
one
of
called?
PAX?
It's like Exomnia, but for here in the states.
Are you thinking of
PAX,
PAX?
yes.
Oh, PAX.
That's
Yeah.
the whole reason to have PAX. So they never really want, yeah, PAX East, PAX South,
That's
all
another one I
those.
wanted to go
That
to.
was they were like, why do we want to open another one during the summer when they already get four of those a year?
Yeah. Go
I
ahead.
said like, yeah, PAX is something I've actually wanted to go to, but I've never did like. I hate going to cons by
And
myself.
and
True.
You were saying, Sir
I
Raves?
have volunteered. Like I've gone because of business. I've gone because of business and then volunteering. But every
Yeah.
time I volunteer, I always end up making friends, which is the best part.
Hell, I can agree with that. Hell, that's how you and me met. Oh, Anime Expo, how we love you so.
So yes, that well for me, one of the first things I would like to go back to normal. Well, not really reopen, but just not having to wear masks.
Yeah,
That'd be the
seriously.
one thing I would want to go back to,
Oh yeah. I mean they
because no one says I love wearing masks.
no, and they've said that it might be a little while even with the vaccine, just because I think they're still, as far as I understand, they're still figuring out if you get the vaccine, if that means like even if you have the vaccine, you might still be able to spread it to people just because you can't get it. So that's why they're still telling people to wear them, which sucks
Hmm.
because who knows how long until they figure that out.
Yep. Yep.
It's
God
not
damn
like, hey, you big green sticker bear, they took the vaccine. You okay? You okay, game howlers?
Yeah, I'm good. If I sound like I'm doing something, I am messing with voice mod. I'm trying it out right now. Well,
Are you
not
gonna
yet.
turn into Optimus on us
Maybe.
midcast?
Best tier episode 0, game howlers turns into Optimus Prime.
What the hell?
Howlers,
Why is there music?
game howlers,
I'm not playing
game
music.
howlers,
Are you playing
I'm
music?
hearing on my side. I'm hearing music. What the heck?
I mean,
That was weird.
game
I,
howlers.
I literally don't have music. Don't know what to tell you.
Do I sound different at all?
Same.
No,
No.
still coming through Crystal.
No.
Okay. We'll take that. Can I take it off? What do I do?
So
Crazy
for
clown.
so for Malefo, he wants the theaters to go back to normal, and
Yes.
then Game Howler wants to get conventions up and running.
Hell yes.
While on top of doubling down what they're saying, I would also love to go back to normalcy and not wear masks.
Well, the reason that I mentioned
And
theaters.
one thing that I've been really excited for, theaters.
Oh, sorry. So the reason I mentioned theaters, it's not the thing that like the number one thing that I want to come back, like the first thing. I'm just I'm expecting it more so to be the first thing to come back. Because even like I want to go back to concerts. I haven't been to a concert in like probably 5 maybe years now. Because I'd gone a couple years without going before, the before times. But I cannot see like like old school or regular, mosh pit style concerts happening anytime soon because of everything. But theaters, I feel like they're gonna be the first things to come back.
True, I want to see my movies.
True. Like
There
for
we go.
me, the only two groups of people that have actually been able to do stuff is Dead Mouse. He's been doing like a drive-in movie thing, but for his concert, where every
True.
car, like there's car parking spots to go to his concert,
It.
and also Joe Rogan,
Couple of his what?
a couple of his comedian buddies do the
Okay.
same thing where they do the whole like they do shows where people come in their own cars and they stay in their own little area away from each other. Like so they're
Hmm.
trying to bring it back to normal, but still that's what I've seen and that's why I was super excited to go to Dead Mouse concert. But they sold out immediately.
Okay,
From
look,
here in
we're
the
gonna
States.
we're gonna be like talking to the freaking orchestra of robotics over here.
Hey, I just clicked this sound just to see what it was
Yeah.
about.
That's what we get from Game Howlers, episode 1. No professionalism.
Hey,
Never.
what is this professionalism? It's only episode 1. Come
Never,
on.
man. Might be episode 0 at this pace.
I was gonna say professionalism. Six too many syllables for this podcast.
Maybe 2.
Oh no. Just praying Dr. Mr. Torg isn't here from Borderlands. He'd be getting pissed at that.
That sentence had too many syllables.
Apologize.
Well, that's a game I want to
Me
get
no
back into,
understand.
but it's so hard because any RPG like that, like Borderlands, any like full RPG, you don't play it for like 6 months or a year, and then you want to go back, but then they just throw 50 quests at your face, and you're like, never mind, I'm gonna go back to Rocket League or something.
See, the sad thing with Borderlands, I love the game. The game is fun. It's funny. It's interesting. But I have friends that go ahead of me when I take a break and they freaking ruin it for me.
Ruin it because of like story spoilers or just being a higher level.
The higher level I give two shits about. It's, hey, go this way. Hey, check that out. Hey, there's a secret. There's like, let me explore for crying out loud.
Okay, I get that. Yeah,
Jeez. That's why I like RPGs, like MMORPGs. Yes, you can help me, but maybe the thing is there for you, but it's not there for me. So, bye.
yeah. No, I mean, I know I'm guilty of that sometimes, where I'll
Ow.
like with some friends, I'll kind of say like, hey, like, oh, like there's some enemies over here, let's kill them, and I'll a little bit less obvious than that, but kind of nudging people towards something and like, oh, you found that? Wait, what? But I don't. I'm not like, hey, there's this secret, fire breathing dragon down this tunnel. You gotta check it out.
I will never forget my time playing Final Fantasy. What was it 15, 14 online?
Online was 14.
Yeah.
I know 14 was online.
Well, anyway, first time playing it. I'm doing good, punching things. Having a good time. I go and I had to go rescue this NPC girl. As I am rescuing this girl, all of a sudden a field boss came out of nowhere, and it was this big old demonic black cat. I'm just like, level 80. I'm level 18. No. As I'm in the middle of a cutscene, this cat kills my character. Just bitch slaps him all the way across. Wait, before I continue, what's the law of cursing on here?
We haven't really set
Keep it
that
to a
up in.
minimum.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
Keep it to
Okay.
I think the
minimum.
occasional emotional outburst will be fine.
Okay.
Again,
Cool. I was wondering.
too many syllables. Professionalism.
That's why I asked. So
Too many syllables.
you know your syllables. So yeah, I become a cat chew toy and get
So
set
you
flying.
got backhanded.
Yeah,
Fun stuff.
and all the people that are battling it don't bother to res me at all. They see me like with the Peter Griffin fall on the floor, arm behind the back of my head, just dead. I'm like, you could help me. Come on, please. Somebody res me. I kind of want to punch that cat now. I finally get the res back. By the time I get there, it's already over. I'm like, damn it.
Friends.
Yeah, that's surprising that, because you said you,
So
you
I
were.
picked.
Oh, go ahead. I've been talking a bunch. You haven't talked much.
So
Raves?
I
No.
picked up the last week. I picked up Octopath Travelers, and I'm like,
Ooh.
do I really want to get into JRPG? JRPG, because like they take forever.
but that
So
is
I'm
a
like,
good one.
So what's the
So the
gameplay
big
on it?
selling
I've heard a
factor
lot
for
about it.
this one, it's base. Imagine Pokemon with people. That's the best way I can describe it.
That's the
So
weirdest description of a
so
game I've
No,
ever heard.
let me fix that.
so ba- so,
Each
Oh,
so, ba-
I immediately see
so
problems.
basically,
First of all, you don't go around catching stuff, so it's not like Pokemon. Each character starts off with their own story, and over time, as you play, each character meets up with another character. At the towards the end of the game, they all meet up and try to fight the evil that's been messing up their lives bit by bit.
Spoilers.
Well, I haven't played the game, but that's the sentence of the game.
spoilers, man. Come on, man. I just bought the game, man. Come on. Now I have to return it.
No, I didn't tell
no,
you the full story.
but the one
That'd be like 3 days worth.
Wow, so now he
Yeesh.
knows he's
no,
gonna beat it
like
in
the
3
one
days.
thing that my friends have been telling me this, if I don't beat it in 3 days, you're paying for the game, Justin.
I said talking about the story would be 3 days worth.
But
Okay.
continue.
Because like the one big selling point my friend told me about it was that you could legit pick your own path. Like everybody, like you don't. It's not straight and narrow like majority of story modes. Like he told me that you could recruit the members the way you please. Like it's
This is
not one
true.
straight way.
Hmm.
I found that pretty interesting.
That's pretty cool. Wait, so is it a turn-based kind of game, or is it like full?
It's turn based.
Okay, I have
It's
not been able
turn-based.
to enjoy turn-based games in so long. It's just
It's
That's
like
what I'm
turn
saying.
based, but it's not.
That's what I'm saying.
What's the word? It's not. Let's say it's turn based, but it's not like strategic. So you have to move your character before you can attack. Those I can't stand.
no, like XComs. Yeah, no, that's the same for me. But even, um, like I've played Pokemon again in recent years, off and on, but I can't dive into it. Although I'm sure that's also because I'm not playing with like a bunch of friends nearby that we can all trade and stuff. Um, but there's been so many games that like I'll try to play that are turn based, and I'm just sitting there impatiently like, I want to do stuff. I want to do stuff. Modern games have ruined it for me.
I had the same issue growing up. So luckily, I had a brother younger than me. So we would always get the like whenever a Pokemon game, we would always get one. I would always get the blue one. He would get the other one, so we could complete the sets
hell?
and stuff.
Lucky. I always had to hope a friend would get one, and if we both look at each other and we both have, Pokemon. Well, no, yellow you could trade, but like if we both had leaf green or something when they came out with those again, then
What the fluff?
everything good on your end.
So I'm just checking the video, and all of a sudden, like the video's colors are inverted for some reason. But when I take it over to the next screen, it's fine.
It sounds like a screen problem.
Yeah, this is the one Brian gave me.
Ooh, get a refund. Me just asking for refunds and everything.
Yeah, you and your refunds. It's still doing it.
You are
Oh,
guest
yeah.
service
Like
worst
this week,
nightmare.
Oh no, it's not.
like this week, I've just been really excited for the Digimon card game to get released. So I've already bought the sleeves. Already bought me a binder to protect all the cards. I even got me like a sick pack of like eight 25 dice in a box.
When is it like coming out?
It was supposed to get released on February. It was supposed to get released on January 27th, but it got delayed um due to what's happening. So shipping got delayed 2 weeks. So sometime around the second week of February it's supposed to be out.
Okay.
So that's why I've been annoying everybody. Like, hey, has your Target gotten them?
Yeah, there's so many things that even still are getting delayed, which really sucks. Like, I don't know if either of you have heard or been waiting for Outriders.
Outriders?
Yeah, the game coming out. It was supposed to come out,
Is
I
that a
think,
movie?
this month.
Movie game.
Outriders game.
What genre was it?
Shooters?
It's RPG, co-op shooter kind of game.
Oh
But
yeah, this game.
But one thing that they've made it clear, like evident, and they've been saying it over and over again, which it's kind of basically been their way of saying like we're not competing with like Destiny and those kind of games. They've said it's not like a game as a service thing where you keep playing and this and that and there's microtransactions. They're like, no, if you play through the story with your friend, you beat everything, you get your character to the max level and all that, like you're done. You're good. You can go home. You had your 20, 30 hours. Like they said they're going to have more expansions, which is cool, but I'm just excited because the game looks cool, but also that it's like a finite thing. Like there's so many, Division, Warframe, Destiny, so many games that they're trying to always keep you playing every week, every month. And it's nice to have that like start of this game journey, middle and then end of it, and then you're like, man, that was great, and then you move on.
It sounds like a pretty good bite-sized experience. So you're not
Exactly.
committed or overwhelmed.
Exactly, but the reason I brought that up was that there's been so many games that have been pushed back, and that was one which thankfully it only got pushed to April, and there's supposed to be a demo now coming out in 3 weeks, I think. But yeah, there's
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm
Two
taking a look at
two
it.
games I was excited for.
Ooh, that looks nice.
and actually it's supposed to have a full
Two
crossplay
games that I was excited
game
for.
Howler.
Ooh, wow.
Good.
What were you trying to say, Raves?
So like two games that I was excited for was the reason I bought this one because Octopath Travelers 2 was supposed to come out December, and then I think I'm overdoing it, but another Digimon game was also supposed to come out during December.
I'm
But both those games got delayed as well.
I'm seeing a theme. A lot of Digimon.
Yes. And
Digimon.
and the Digimon game was called Digimon Survival, which I think they were going to do a different twist and not copy 100% not copy 100% of
Survive or
the
survival?
Pokemon thing. And they were supposed to do a different thing. Survive.
Let's
They
take a
might
look.
change it to Survival. One of the two.
Ooh, it's Bandai. Okay.
There's only a trailer. There's no gameplay of it yet.
I need
Which
trailer.
really I still want it.
That dog Digimon looks like a Pokemon.
I'm not gonna make the argument, but you know what the potential argument that I was gonna say is.
No, I'm actually being dead serious. It looks like a Pokemon.
I've always thought
From-
all Digimon look like just not Pokemon. Like, oh, it's not Pokemon, but you know.
What was that?
You're about to get I'll get the Reddit people mad.
That's how we'll get viewers.
Just posting it on Reddit hate threads.
Exactly. You get 100
Okay.
people to say that they're gonna hate it, and 2 people are like, you know what, that was okay.
All right, so
Oh,
just around the table, what game consoles do we currently own? Me, I just have the Nintendo Switch and a PC. How about you?
So I have the Series X. I was super lucky to get it. I sat there at home just, spamming my keyboard F5 to get that. But I've got the Series X, which is mostly what I play. PS4, which is mostly gaining dust. I have a PC, but I don't play too much on it, and I do have a Switch, which I play pretty often. Howlers.
I have my trusty PC that I'm currently speaking on right now, a PS4 Pro, thanks to my buddy Super Shadow, a Xbox One, which sadly is gaining dust, which I am sad. I need to play it more, and a Switch, and I'm currently working on an arcade cabinet.
Any specific game for the cabinet, or is it going to be like a
And-
variety thing?
Variety.
Nice. You were saying, Raves?
Since you guys have both owned since you guys both own PS4 and Xbox, like if you had to do a percentage, which do you think you played more in 2020?
PS4.
Xbox. Although I played more of my PS4 in 2020 than I had before, because I think was it 2020? Well, whatever year it was that Death Stranding came out, because I never had a
That
PS4.
was last year.
Okay, it was. Well, no, it came out
No,
October.
19.
Yeah, October 19. So,
2000.
because
Yeah.
what's up,
I'm
Raves?
sorry.
So you bought the PS4 just for Death Stranding?
Which a lot of people might laugh at, but after seeing Spider-Man, God of War, all these games, none of them were ever to the point where I was like, I saw them and I'm like, Spider-Man looks cool. It looks like a faster paced, Batman Arkham Asylum, like that kind of game, which is great. But I have Batman Arkham Asylum. I have Middle Earth, which is my favorite out of all of them, even more than Spider-Man. I love Middle Earth series so much. God of War, I never played the original, so I had no need to play God of War. But Death Stranding, Kojima, it was something that just looked so different than everything, and I was just like, okay, this time to buy me a PlayStation, which
Okay.
I totally do not regret buying it. I got the
Uh,
Death Stranding version of it, which looks amazing.
I gotta ask. I haven't played Death Stranding, and I've honestly been avoiding gameplay of it because I do want to play it. But what is the point of the game? Like, all I'm seeing from gameplay I have seen is you going from one spot to another delivering stuff. What are you, the
So
pizza guy?
so to explain it in a basic way and then kind of layer it a little bit without going too much into the game.
Okay.
Essentially, like it all takes place in America, and there was some
America.
yeah, there was some cataclysmic event that caused everybody to have to like hunker down into like bunkers, and you can't always go outside. Like there's you learn about like there's like this otherworldly like kind of demon thing going on. Um, but essentially the purpose of the game is that you're told by the president like, hey, we're coming up with this, we're creating this network because they have essentially super advanced 3D printers just to dumb down a little bit of it,
Yeah.
where you can transfer like food and materials and constantly create stuff, but everyone is so separated and isolated that you need a bunch of like it's like an internet connection, like you need everything connected to each other, so you're basically building back up confidence in people and, delivering whether it's food, water, metal, just stuff, but you're helping reconnect all these isolated people, isolated groups from literally the East Coast to the West Coast, trying to connect the whole of America. That's why you see a lot of walking.
So, to compare it to what's going on right now, everyone's on lockdown because of this cataclysmic event,
So
and it's up to you to bring them back together and keep them from going nuts from inside. Am I wrong?
this game came out, remember, October 2019. The fact
Yeah.
that 6 months
Like a
later,
year.
everybody was like, "Oh my god," it was scarily relevant. Everything. If you play that game now, not having played it before, it will blow your mind. You'll think like, you'll think that that game could not have been made when it was. Like, no, no, no. Like this is a game. Somebody made a game because of the events of 2020, but the fact that it came out before and it was obviously in development for years before, it's freaky. It's just freaky the timing. Like people say prophecy, and I'm not gonna go
Game
down that road,
Howler.
but it's
You.
something.
If we're gonna go down that road, we have to look at the
Game
Simpsons of
Howlers.
how
You
Yeah.
are the Amazon man.
pretty much.
Yeah,
But
and people make fun of it, but if you play the game and you go into it with an open mind and not like you can't go into it thinking okay there's gonna be a lot of action and fighting and this and that, and if you go into it with that that'd be like going into um going into a Yu-Gi-Oh game because you watch the TV show and you're like, oh, this is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be all this fighting, and you're like, wait, I just play cards. Like, you have to know what you're going into.
see, I did that when I first did Pokemon. I didn't care.
But that's what I want.
Well,
I
that's
I want to put it on a holographic dual disc and say I summon my blue eyes white dragon, and I want to say screw the rules. I have money.
I mean, you can do that, but you're gonna get kicked out of the tournament. all the people at the local game shop are gonna tell you to leave.
It's like, did you just summon three
And
what?
server ban on top of that.
Sir,
Okay,
this
so
is a Wendy's.
I just posted a pic of us like that. Said it looked like a Pokemon. Look at the dog and look at the picture and tell me I'm not wrong here.
I see where you're coming from.
Who designed this? Like, okay, it looks cute. It looks awesome. I could see it becoming something pretty badass. I might get that Digimon. And then I just looked at the owl one and I'm seeing Owlet.
That's a Pokemon.
Yeah, that looks like the Pokemon, for crying out loud. And then you got your trusty Agumon. You can never go
Is it
wrong.
not a Pokemon?
No.
Oh, and one thing I wanted to end on with as far as Death
Is it the-
Stranding, sorry, what was that like? Obviously, I recommend it. It's one of the most unique games, like probably top 5 games I've ever played. Whether or not that's a good thing, everyone has their opinions, but
Mhm.
and I'm gonna say this, and you won't. it won't make sense until you if you play it, but if you do, it'll make sense then. The game ends a lot. The game really likes to make you think that it ended.
Hmm.
And you're like, oh wow, that's the end of the game, and then that feeling of like, oh wow, okay, the credits are gonna that feeling hits you a couple of times, and it gets to the point where you're like, I don't think this game ends. I think the ending is a lie,
Hmm.
but it's kind of a funny
So,
thing.
so is there a true ending?
There is, but the where the game leaves you, it does and it doesn't. It's kind of weird without spoiling anything, and I don't want to spoil it because the gameplay is great, but the story of that game is by far its hailing achievement. Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. I mean, it's a very slow game, and for me, if it was an especially weird experience because I was playing on PlayStation, I didn't have any friends on PlayStation. So whenever I'm on
Hmm.
Xbox, I have all my friends that sometimes they'll hop online, they'll message me, I'll say, "Oh no, I'm playing this," but then I'll keep seeing little notifications. But because I was on PlayStation, had no friends on PlayStation, nothing, it kind of like cemented me further into that like immersion of being alone. So I was kind of lucky to get that like extra layer of immersion of the game. But it's so good.
Hmm.
You ever see it on the bargain bin, 19.99 on Steam or something? Would recommend.
Almighty
Is it a,
Steve.
is it a PS4 exclusive,
No, it was, but
or
it's
is
on
it
Steam
also on
now.
HP?
Wait, what do you mean? Is it also on
I
HP?
meant computer, but yes.
Oh, yeah, it's on
I
Steam.
meant like HP computer.
But I don't know if we want to move on to the next thing that we
So on
had.
top of that, what have you guys
Oh, you go ahead, Raves.
game holders go on?
That
I
was me
didn't say
talking.
it.
Go
That was
on,
me
game
talking, but go
holders.
ahead, Raves.
So basically, what have you guys been doing to keep yourself busy this week? For me, for the most part, I've been buying up a lot of content to create later this week. Um, Debating about making Digimon stuff because I have brought up Digimon a lot this today, but I also have a lot of stuff I need to unbox because my Funimation package just arrived as well.
Nice.
Well, besides having internet issues, not internet issues, power issues, I would be streaming, but it's like I don't want to put too much on the one plug I have everything plugged up to.
Yeah, fair.
So mostly I've just been kind of screwing around with the 3D printer,
Understandable.
figuring out like what do I want to print. Uh, I found a wall mount for my PS4. I should be printing that right now actually.
Hmm.
You could wall mount a PS4.
Yes, I can.
Can wall mount whatever you want, given enough
Explain
determination.
reasoning.
Well, to make room. Okay, if you see my little area where all my systems are at, it is messy. No matter, I've even tried to keep it clean and keep it organized. It's just wires everywhere. So I'm trying to put them on the wall. I'm gonna route the wires to where they go. I'm gonna wall mount my little HDMI split switcher. So that way, make it look neat, make it look organized, make it look somewhat cool.
Hmm.
So, question,
Yes.
and might solve your problem. Does a shelf solve the si- Does a shelf do the same thing that the wall mount does?
In a way, yes, but then 3D printing means I don't have to buy a shelf.
That's fair.
And if it breaks, I just print another one.
I'm just giving you more options.
Believe me, I looked into it. A
as
shelf
a
would be
man who just
nice,
bought a
yes.
as a man who just bought a drill, I am excited.
Nice timing. Oh man.
Ow.
Yes.
I mean, what
I
I've
had
been
to throw it
doing.
in there once.
Oh yeah. I've basically, I kind of mentioned it before we started, that I've been messing a lot with the editing program I'm working with and trying to find something that I can just make like a format video kind of where like the thing I was thinking of is something for Destiny because Destiny always has things going on. So if I come out with, oh, I can do, maybe like a video every season that they have of like things to look out for, like a beginner kind of thing. That way I know how to, get into the rhythm and flow of okay, I need to make a video. Oh, I
So
need to learn how to adapt stuff. Sorry.
basically, this is what's good on this patch and what's bad on this patch. Destiny edition.
I don't even know if it would be good and bad. Just like the one thing that I mentioned that probably would be what I would try first is like a not a beginner's guide, like as if you've never played Destiny, but hey, you're coming back. Here's some new stuff. Here's some things. Keep an eye out for this. Oh, the patch included these weapons, so look out for this. Like kind of a bundle, like not like a welcome back, but hey, you're back. You want to know what's up. Here's what's going on. A couple things here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Which eventually
I could see that being like a quick little 10-minute video.
Yeah, and of course, if it's a season, they're smaller releases, so it wouldn't be as complex. But then when it comes out to an expansion or something big, then it could maybe be a couple videos, or you know, maybe it would just be one big video, a couple small videos, or just an overview of things. But still
So
figuring that
as
out.
as a guy who knows nothing about Destiny, what's the difference between a season and a expansion?
So expansions pretty much once a year. They are only once every single year. They're usually minimum
Okay.
$30, maximum 40. Sometimes it depends on how much is in the expansion. Seasons are just like every couple months. So I think the last season started, I don't know if it was December or the end of November, and it's just ending this Tuesday. This Tuesday, the next season comes up, and it's only $10 a season. So big release, small releases.
You wanted to say something?
Nothing, just yawning.
You wanted to say okay. Okay. So a season is typically 1 or 2 months, give or take. It makes sense.
Yeah, that way, if you see something, they're talking about what the next season is, and you're thinking, oh, that doesn't look fun, or I don't care about that. It's only $10. It's only a couple months. Or even if let's say you buy it and then you realize you don't like what the season's going to be about, okay, you know what, in a couple months they'll be onto something new. Of course, if you don't like an expansion, then that sets the whole tone for the year, so you're kind of SOL. But seasons are a bit more forgiving.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of the almighty Destiny, just to put it out there, if anybody happens to have a Twitch account and happens to have their Amazon account linked to it, not linked, what am I saying? They have an in-game loot thing going on right now.
Yeah, the giveaways that, or I think is it monthly giveaways? They have something that they've been doing it. They've done it for a little while, but yeah, it's if you have
guns, armor, all kinds of stuff.
yeah, if you have Prime, you can basically get a couple things here and there that a lot of times there are ways to get those in the game, but there's always one or two exotics that you're trying your best and you just can never grab.
Very true. What the
One second, I'm gonna be muted for a minute.
Go for it. Wow, I forgot my password.
How dare you? Why would you do that to yourself? I thought you were better than this.
Hey, it's been a minute.
What are you logging into?
Steam.
Oh no, that's your baby boy right there. How do you do him dirty that way?
I had to change it because some asswipe tried to steal my account not too long ago.
Apologies for the mute.
That's how you don't do account sharing.
I don't. Some guy hacked my friend's account and say, "Hey, could you vote for my team on this CS:GO channel?" I'm like, wait a minute, he doesn't play CS:GO.
Oh yeah, you told me about this.
Like, who the heck are you, and why are you on my friend's account? Hey man, I am Mizuno. That's not his name. get off his account before I kick you off. You can't kick me. Can't. I changed my friend's password because I had to help him set it up.
And done.
And that's when you hear the boot from Discord sound. You can't kick, badoop.
Wait. Nah, there's no boot. Oh, come on. There's no boot.
What do you mean no boot?
I was looking at my soundboards.
Today is not your day.
Job.
Oh, hold on.
That soundboard, not the day.
I'll take it.
But that is one thing I do want to invest down the road is getting
What?
one of those like
Stream
media
decks.
hubs or creator hub things. Stream decks, that's what they're called.
I need to set. Come here, Stream Deck.
Saying that.
Game Owlers has a revelation.
Well, I haven't plugged everything back up yet, so
Here
everything's
and
all over the place.
I don't know if we wanted to move on to the other topic that I had written down for us,
Go for it.
because I feel like it's one that we're all gonna have, I imagine,
ahead.
different opinions on, but who knows? Was video game sequels that we want.
Let's see, because I do have some lists.
Oh no. I wasn't expecting a list.
Okay.
Simple. I just like my Mario once a year.
Well, that's a
I'm not
sequel
too
you know you're
complicated.
gonna get.
Yeah, but like a game that hasn't been touched.
Exactly.
You had a
Oh.
yeah, like a game that hasn't been out, as far as you know, maybe even the studio closed or something like that, and there's no plans of it coming back, but a game that you still think, oh, I hope, somebody gets the rights to or something and then makes a sequel.
Right.
Oh my god. Diddy Kong Racing #2. Give me that.
You know what? I
Please.
agree with that. I
That's what I want.
totally
Diddy
agree
Kong
with
Racing
that.
#2.
I've never played Diddy Kong Racing.
It's so good.
Like there's
if you
no
played
like
Mario
this.
Kart,
It's one of
Is
the
it basically Mario Kart?
but better.
Okay.
but way better. Like there's no racing game that lets you convert into an airplane, into
Boat.
airplane, regular racing car, to else. I think it was just airplane and racing car, all in one game.
No, and like
And there's
underwater
levels.
car.
Like there's a racing level, right? But
Mm-hmm.
and underwater car. Okay, so basically there's one. Okay, Michael, imagine there's one level, but there's 3 ways you could play it.
Okay.
There's
So you can
there's
choose.
one course that there's one there's one course. Yeah, it's so fun. And then 8 players on the same mode.
Yep. It's so good.
So there's a course, and all of the people are doing airplanes that mode, and everybody does submarines, and then there's another course that's just pure racing, like your classic racer.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, it's the same course, but 3 different way. Like you play every.
That's what I want.
You play every level 3 times over in a different style.
Yep.
It's one It's one course, but there's a different way to drive it depending on the vehicle, if that makes sense.
Okay, so my question is, do you get to choose? Like, do you get to swap whenever you want? Do you choose at the beginning? How does that?
So basically, the whole race is for that one vehicle.
Okay.
It's not like the Sonic one where it just converts into flying out of nowhere. Converts to flying to driving and everything. No, you just pick the one, and that's what you have for the whole race.
Okay, because I was thinking it was something like Mario Kart 8 where you can just like flip. So the ones that I wanted, there's kind of two main ones. One that there's a good chance that I'm, crossing my fingers every day, which is Alan Wake 2. I need an Alan Wake 2. It has been 10 years.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you do.
It's been 10 years since the first one, and I'm hoping that Remedy, I think they have the rights now. Control is doing well for them, so I'm hoping that that's enough for them to spend on that like passion project. But then the other one that I want, and I've basically given up hope, but there's a little bit of me left, is another Splinter Cell because I need a new Splinter Cell.
Was
He
the last
wants.
one for the 64 or Super Nintendo?
No, it
Where was the
was
last Splinter Cell?
it was right at the end of the Xbox 360, PS3. So they've gone an entire console
Ah,
generation without making one.
Man, me. It would have to be. I want my fighting games like Darkstalkers. I want that back. I really, really, really want them to make a new Bloody Roar. And if I had to choose two games like that non-fighting, it had to be. I want them to. I want them to continue Sly Cooper because that was a fun game.
Hmm.
And then what was another one?
like that, I was gonna bring that up. Like, there's always a big hype every 2 years, and then no one hears of it ever again.
Right.
Like, there was supposed to be a movie, there was
Was
supposed to
fine.
be a new game,
Yep.
and then it goes like no one talks about it ever again.
That is so
I was
true.
excited for the movie. I was really excited for the movie, but this was like 2016, 2017. It was
Mhm.
nowhere near 2020.
What the heck?
That's how I feel about Splinter Cell because there's been so many games from Ubisoft where they'll have like a little mini mission where it's like, oh, they had one in Ghost Recon Wildlands where you're actually working with Sam Fisher. You're working with him, and everyone thought, oh, this is obviously a way
uh,
to hype it up to tease people and get them ready because they're going to announce a game. And the only thing that he's been released in recently was basically as a character in Rainbow Six Siege, which broke my soul.
I'm sorry.
I just want to play because Blacklist was so good.
it
Blacklist is my
sounds it
favorite
sounds like
stealth
what
game ever.
Pixar does with their movies. Like, like it reminds me what Pixar does with their movies. How they like Easter egg up the wazoo,
Oh
and
yeah,
like they want to hint at what's gonna happen next, and like never give you an absolute answer.
just always leave you wanting more.
I guess since we all get that's what they're known for. Like something with Ubisoft is like every year they take like two projects where like we're gonna take a chance on it, and then they never touch it again.
Damn it.
Yup.
And that's how I feel the rabbit Mario game was. That was their like we're gonna take a shot on it this year.
Which it's nice to see, franchises branch out of their norm. You don't see that a lot.
This is true. Ah, damn it.
You
Of
don't.
course,
It's very rare.
it was
That's
unfortunate
why
that it was
everybody every 2 or 3 months is like, who is the new Smash character?
honestly, and it's never gonna be Sora, so
Like
I'm never gonna get back into Smash. The day that they bring Sora back, I will get back into
I
Smash.
already
Until then, nope.
Why did everybody want Sora?
I don't know. I don't know. Sakurai I already got my money. I already pre-ordered everything.
I haven't bought a single pass. I
So
haven't
whatever's
even
coming
unlocked
out,
all the
I'm
characters.
getting it.
I haven't even unlocked all the characters in Smash,
Oh
mostly
my god.
because it's
Like
so rough playing it online.
I was I
That is
I
true.
was a, I was such a dunce when the game came out. I just played by myself. Da, da, da. I never saw how there were like legit on day one people had tutorials on how to unlock every character.
Most of it, you just have to play it a lot.
Everybody on there they're like, oh, this is how you do it and this is how you get it done. Basically for the most part.
Yeah.
And then the fastest way was to do like do the game mode on solo adventure was the best way to do it and not actually do the story mode. The story mode apparently is the longest way to unlock them all.
Sounds
Mhm.
right.
Question though, you brought up earlier before the thing, what games shouldn't have been made? I heard Justin had a
Oh,
handful to
oh
speak of.
no.
What
We
game?
I think.
almost made it. But games that I don't know, like the only one that I don't know if I'm gonna say it shouldn't have been made, but I wish it had been done differently is the recent Ghost Recon Breakpoint. It it it's I don't know how they thought that it was gonna go well when you make a game
Oh,
like
what was
Wildlands.
how was it not? Go ahead. How it was different because I don't know anything about it.
Basically, the easiest way I can explain why,
So I in
uh,
the previous games.
yeah, so because Wildlands, or I should say Breakpoint was the most recent game. Wildlands was the one that came out just before it. Wildlands is like a fully four player co op stealth action game. It's totally open world. The story, aside from the first like 2 to 3 missions and the last few missions, you can do it. There's like these four generals who are taking down this whole cartel. You can do it in any order that you want. You can go to like the eastern missions first, and then just stop until the end of the game and go all the way western, do those, go south, go north, any direction. The game really does not bind you too much.
What
And
game we talk
then
about?
um Wildlands, Ghost Recon Wildlands. But then they have that game which is amazing and incredible. And then right after they come out with Breakpoint, which is the same engine, the same store or like world, except it's linear. And you go from this co-op 4 player open world stealth game that's awesome to a linear experience, and which is basically a downgrade, not to mention the story wasn't great. But that's a game that I'm not gonna say it shouldn't have existed, but I don't know how they thought it would have gone well. Like I wish it had been different.
I remember when a selling point was open world. When open world was a selling point.
I mean, hey, for a while that was the new standard. Now
That was
it's great.
Hello.
like I remember how that used to be a biggest selling point of all the games like previous years. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hello.
Yep,
You
just
can
a
hear
little
you.
bit of cutting in and out sometimes. You said
For the longest time,
yeah.
and then Justin wanted to bring up a couple games.
Yeah, I was
I'm just gonna bring up one.
what's that?
So it was on the PS4 and it was on the Switch, and it goes by two different names. But the one I was introduced into was literally called Happy Birthdays.
I have never heard of this.
Now, how I heard about it was because I have a friend that
It sounds
works
like a
for.
free game you would get off of McDonald's meal.
Yeah, you wouldn't be too far wrong. Let me see what this is about. So this game, when the person put it up on the office, like to pitch it, said it was going to be just like Minecraft. You played Minecraft before, I'm sure you all have.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the first thing you do when you go into Minecraft?
Played it, but I got the general gist.
You start digging? I don't know.
Just break stuff.
Yeah, you punch it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The first thing to do in this game, which it doesn't explain to you, is check the temperature of the world that you've been given and make sure the animals don't die.
What?
Yeah.
What?
It's like, hey, you got thrown into hell. Put all your chickens somewhere else.
No, it's like the game literally starts.
That does not make sense.
Literally starts as you are a person sitting at a house having a good time. All of a sudden, this light appears. You follow light into a cave. All of a sudden, everything goes dark. A little fairy comes out, say, "Hey, here's this cube world. You're God. Run the world. Bye." Yeah.
That
That's one way to start a game.
See, I feel like you could do an opening like that and make it work, but you can't immediately have like micromanaging like that from the begin. Like with either you have to have some tutorial of like here's stuff you need to prioritize, because if there's going to be some emergency right away, you need to either know it or it needs to be like gradually, you know, like, oh, if the Earth could be or your world could be somewhat hot, that shouldn't be something that happens at least for some time. Like I either do it right away, make it a concern, and
Yeah,
explain
I
it,
feel like
or yeah,
I feel
go ahead.
the tutorial should have been like I feel like the tutorial should have been like a big chunk of the game before you even get thrown into the light in the cave into this damn fairy. You should at
Yep.
least know the mechanics of the world first.
Yep.
I feel like once Dark World the game Dark Souls came out, a lot of once the game Dark Souls came out, a lot of game engineers were like, we don't need to explain anything. Throw them in there, let them learn.
But
I mean,
And
that
I
game
feel
is
like that's what a lot of
simple.
people have been trying to emulate.
but
That game is extremely simple.
not even that, but like you can do a non-tutorial tutorial well. I mean, the most famous video game tutorial of all time, Super Mario Brothers 1-1, the game teaches you the rules without saying a single word ever. The game never tells
True.
you anything, and you learn the rules just because of like psychological like implication, direction, like you you can do it, but they also don't tell you,
Yeah,
oh, what's the
there's
global
there's
temperature
there's
of
simple input.
the Mario world.
Just that game was just
Make sure
so
your
bad.
chickens die. Good luck.
And
And it was called Happy Birthday.
it was called Happy
I
Birthdays,
looked it
and
up.
on the PS4 edition, it's called Birthdays: The Beginning.
Both of those
They're
names
both,
are bad.
Oh no,
and you know what makes it
that's
worse?
not one. That's
The
what.
guy,
That's what. Don't invite me to that party.
the game was made by the guy who they got the guy who made Harvest Moon to help with this game.
Oh, how? I mean, you can't save that game, but that's unfortunate.
But Harvest Moon's amazing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Pay
so
money. He just helped. He didn't create. He helped.
I'm sure he helped by saying you guys need to delete all of this
Like
now.
So yeah, that guy.
and never sell it ever again.
Yeah, that game is so bad.
That's unfortunate.
I mean, the models look great. The environment looks okay,
Yeah, the
Can we
art
all
looks fine.
agree? Can we all?
but the gameplay is just. Yeah, I have something for this.
Just the fact that there's a Minecraft clone that requires a thermostat. I'm already thrown for a loop.
Roblox is a better Minecraft clone.
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. I probably don't have any intention, and probably will never play Roblox. I've seen what that game has become. I don't blame kids for playing that. Like as a kid, that looks like an awesome game.
I agree.
Like,
It's teaching kids how to make games, basically, which I'm
Yeah.
all for.
but even if you don't, it's one of those things. Even if the kid never creates a game, the variety of stuff that it has, and the variety of stuff like Minecraft, but even more so because people have like jet planes and stuff. And
Mhm.
I've seen it, and I was like, I get it. Like I can't even joke about like, oh, you know, all these kids in the Roblox. Like, no, that if I was a kid and that was one of the games that I had a choice of, I would absolutely be playing that.
I would rather be playing Roblox than
And ask my mom to buy me Roblox.
I'd rather be playing Roblox than
But
Fortnite.
there's one thing that we
I feel like I'd play both, but I would probably
so there's
spend
one
more
thing that
time
we
with
all
it.
can agree on.
What's that, Raves?
I think there's one thing that we could all agree on is that there's never been a good video game movie adaptation. Is
Mm,
I feel like there's one that I'm forgetting.
it a
hmm.
Spider-Man?
That doesn't count.
I feel like that's the only
I'll say
like
this:
Superman. There was the Superman ones. Then
those
there
are
was the Dragon
comics.
Ball Z
No, no, no,
one.
no, 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 no.
No,
We're talking
no,
about.
the video games were made after the movie.
No, I look at it like no. When you bring those up, there was the anime first, then there was the game, then there was the movie. So when you mean game, it goes from game straight
Yeah,
to movie,
yeah.
like the Mario Brothers movie
Which we
But
did
the
not
and the
talk.
Double
movie,
What Mario
but
Dragons
Brothers
movie
movie? There's no Mario. Well, I don't
or
know what you're
Doom
talking about. We do not
or the
acknowledge.
or these Street Fighter movies they've attempted to make.
Which I will give some credit to Mortal Kombat for being
Mortal
good
Kombat's
bad
like
movies.
Mortal Kombat's like the most decent one because they
Yeah,
tried their best to keep it as close as
Good.
possible.
They are good.
they're questionably good.
Yeah. Just like
They're
I
really
love them.
good when you're squinting your eyes half the time.
See, I like the Mario movie. I grew up with that movie. I actually love it, and I thought it was cool because it had two of my favorite actors, Bob Hawkins and John Leguizamo. So I had to support it. And then the Double Dragons movie. Never heard of it, but I was a Double Dragons fan. And then I watched it. I was like, okay. Doom pissed me off so bad that the only thing that was actually game related was
There's
the
a Doom
fucking
movie?
end.
I
There's a
need to
Doom movie.
find that.
I didn't even know there was a Doom movie.
There's a Doom movie. And
What year was it made? I think it's 19. It has to be 1980.
no, it's 2000,
1990s. The latest.
2000.
2005.
Oh no. They had money. They had money.
They had money.
And they had decent effects by 2005, so they know what to like look or what to shoot for.
IMDb gives it a 2.5 stars,
Oh, that hurts.
and The Rock was in it.
And they
Oh, our boy.
and they still gave it a 2 out of 5.
And go ahead.
No, go.
There's-
Yeah.
Oh no. Metacritic gives it 34%.
There's another one called
that
Doom
is interesting.
Annihilation. What? I'd never even heard of this one.
When did that come out?
Last year. No, 2019. Forgive me. What?
Huh.
Oh, it also got
No,
2.5
the good year.
stars.
I think you have to learn your lesson by that point.
Yeah,
out.
They won't, but they should.
they should.
Who was in the cast? Amy Manson.
Okay, the worst adaptation, the absolute worst adaptation of video games ever, and they did it on a classic, Rampage. Rampage was horrible.
Wait, well, what game was
Rampage. It's literally you are the giant monster and you are destroying the city. That is the whole point of the game.
Oh, I think I remember seeing the trailer for that movie. I don't think I
The
ever
one
saw
with
it.
the other one that has our boy The Rock.
Yeah, he's also in it. Now the ape they got right, the lizard they got right. They fucked up on Ralph the Wolf. Wolves don't fly.
Maybe yours don't.
In the game, he doesn't fly. Why they like they took it's like they took a flying squirrel and a wolf and they fused them together. Why is he flying? It doesn't make sense. And then there's the House of the Dead movie. I completely forgot about this movie. Oh my god, that movie was so bad.
Are we counting Jumanji?
Jumanji's an
Jumanji
amazing
was a
movie.
movie first.
Jumanji's an amazing movie.
Yes,
I will.
it is.
I will never hear
There was a
anything
Lord-
otherwise.
Wait,
No.
which Jumanji?
The only one that I am willing to acknowledge,
The
The
general or the
Robin
new
Williams one?
Robin Williams, of course.
Okay, good man, good man.
The one with The
Ooh.
Rock.
I'll be honest, I didn't see the first like reboot of it, but I saw the second one with someone. I didn't realize it was the second one, but it wasn't bad. Like it was better than I expected, although I had really low expectations.
Okay, you've played House of the Dead the arcade before, right?
Yeah.
And that was a pretty fun game.
Yeah.
Did you know in 2003 they made a movie?
No.
They had a $12 million budget.
And they still
IMDb
2018?
1 star
Oh no.
because the main characters don't show up till
God damn
at the
it.
end.
What?
Yeah,
And who's in the movie?
like all the people, the people you're supposed to be rescuing in the game,
Yeah.
them. It's a bunch of college students getting killed by zombies. That's it.
See, it sucks when stuff like that, when movies do stuff that's different, because I always believe like whatever the norm is, there's always a way to do something like fundamentally different or opposite and make it work. But it sucks when people don't, because then it just tells people like, see, this is why you don't do new different things, and it's like, no, it's not. It's the execution that was wrong, not the idea.
Completely forgot they made a Far Cry movie.
I remember they made one. I never saw it or looked up.
It was bad. It was bad.
I assumed.
I saw that movie because I was excited. It was bad.
I think this is one of the few ones I actually watched. I actually watched that one.
The Far Cry movie. Now,
Yeah, I saw that one.
one game movie that I was actually okay with was Blood Rain. I thought they did a good job. They could have made her hair a little more blood red like it's supposed to be,
Yeah.
but it wasn't bad. I enjoyed it.
I don't
had
think
me
I've
a
seen
good
that.
time. The games are fun. I enjoyed the games. Ooh, the
Your
games are so
movie,
fun.
your gaming knowledge is way surpasses mine.
Don't the name's Game Howlers. Don't underestimate it.
I was gonna say definitely pop culture wise, I know more game stuff than.
Howling about games.
I can bring my buddy Super Shadow. He even outgames me.
Just keep layering it.
And then just keep adding on another person on top of him, on top of him, on top of him, to the point where we hit Pro Jared.
All right, but do we think we want to kill it there for this time?
Sure, we can kill it for now. For now.
Alrighty. Thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Sir H. You can find me on all social medias under Sir H. Chendo, and this will be uploaded on Pop Culture Shop. And Justin, time for you to do your shout outs.
This is Game Howlers. You can find me on twitch.tv/Game Howlers. I try to stream every day, but yeah, I'm a variety streamer. And if you guys want to check me out, just head to www.twitch.tv/Game Howlers. Send me a hug, send me a hello. I'd love to see you on there.
And Malefo, any shout outs?
Sorry about that. So basically, I've got my YouTube channel. That's the main thing that I have going on. Soon enough, I'm going to be making a little bit of everything, probably focusing on Destiny because that's where I'm at for the most part. But you can find me there on YouTube on Malifaux. And I'm going to be doing a lot of the videos on this channel, going to be behind the scenes pulling strings. But
Destiny.
hope to see you there.
This Pop Culture Shop. We're closing up shop for tonight. Bye bye.
You don't have to go home. What you can't say here. Bye.